Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pentiment, where last episode we just had a wee hunting trip with Learnhardt, the asshole, and we had a interesting chat with Brigida about Martin, where we found out that Martin is actually dead. The person claiming to be Martin and the person whose child she is carrying is some dude named Yost. Scandalous. And Otto knew and blackmailed him into supporting him. Was that reason enough for him to kill Otto? We shall see. Hello, Andres. Get up to Veronica. Get up to Hetty. Hey, Andres. You really think those soldiers are going to attack the town? God knows. I wish he'd tell us. I'm starting to get scared. We'll be fine, Hans. This will work out. Just be ready for anything. Uh, when we reassure him or... Okay, let's try to reassure him. I'm not sure if that's the best option, but it will work out. I hope so, Andreas. Andreas, you and me need to talk. What's on your mind? Why are you helping the abbot? You know what he's been doing to our families. Father Grunow may not be able to get a fair trial, but someone to defend him. He's threatening the entire abbey, not just the abbot. I suppose you do have some friendliness with them. Those monks never did any good by me or my family. By my measure, they've done a lot of harm. I understand your anger, but the monks don't deserve to die. Yeah, I understand your anger towards the abbot, but the monks don't deserve to die. And what do you deserve, Andreas? That we deserve, Andreas? To starve? When's the last time you went hungry, Andreas? In the last month, I count more lean days than full. If it weren't for Ulrich's charity, we wouldn't have had any bread at all this week. Ulrich's the baker, right? I'm sorry, Johan, but I have to do this. And the abbot should answer for it, but not by burning the abbey down. Alright, you know what? If you're that set on this, I think I can point you towards someone. Why would you do that? Because I've had my suspicions about this person for a while. It's my nephew, Martin. Really? Why? Because I don't think he's what he says he is. I don't think he's Martin at all. Why do you think that? We all see what we want to see here, Andres. The things we don't want to see, we ignore it as long as we can for everyone's sake. Don't say anything about Ava's pretty blonde hair. Georg doesn't say anything about my daughter's friendship with Brigida. Brigida and Kot don't say anything about Martin. Wait, is he suggesting that... He's suggesting that Ava... Huh. Brigida and Kot don't say anything about Martin. Strong Martin, hard-working Martin, faithful Martin. Do you have any evidence? No, just suspicion and a reason to not trust the man. When the abbot decided to give us old running Kemper's land, there was a fee that we had to pay. We needed to expand, my brother and I couldn't say no. So the land went to both of us, and after Franz's death, a portion went to Martin. Don't see any legal problems with that arrangement. There wouldn't be if Martin hadn't brought up the idea of selling off the lease. That or parceling out to other families. Gets complicated, but he'd be putting my land on the other side of someone else's. This whole arrangement works because we hold the land together. Do you really think Martin, whoever he is, killed Otto? I think it's possible. If he can sleep with another man's wife and steal his land, maybe he could be a killer too. I'll consider it. Good. Hmm. Interesting. Peter? Oh, Andres? Hey, Andres. How are you doing, York? I'm alright. Veronica's helping Ava and Dad's mad at all the time. I've tried talking to him, but he won't back down now that Otto's well. I don't know what else to do. We won't make the winter if we don't do something. Uh, Let me solve Otto's murder first, and we can worry about the rest. I don't know if we have that long. You'd better hurry, Andres. I'll let you get back to it. Then, until later. Till then. Hey. Clara! Who's Ava's father? Hello, Andres. Okay, so can't talk to Clara. Yet. I'd like to ask Clara about who's Ava's father. Andres, how'd you get caught up in another murder? I know, right? Seems to happen to me all the time. Bad luck. Maybe God wants me to solve murders instead of making art. Seems like a bad way to put food on the table, but maybe you're right. Yes, it is a bad way to put food on the table. No one should be a cop. Okay, solving murders is important. Being a cop isn't. Anyways, listen, Andreas, I can't talk any sense into Peter. I understand he's angry. We're all angry, but threatening the abbot. Burning down the abbey, the Duke's soldiers will tear his town apart. I'm doing all I can, Andres. Thank you. I know Peter is mostly bluster, but I'm just worried. Worried for all of us. I understand. I'll talk to you later. Till then. Okay, who else might know something? Dr. Ulrich. God bless you, Andres. God bless you, Ulrich. How have you been? Before or after Otto was murdered? Before. I was fine. The family was all fine, thank God. Little Anna has some problems with stealing, but she's getting better. Yes, I remember. She still has my hat. Exactly, she still has my hat. Is that why you came here, Andres? To ask for your hat back? Well, come on, she can keep it. Come on. If only worth something so trivial. Do you know anything about who might have killed Otto? Andres, if I knew anything, I'd tell you. I'd tell Peter. I'm critical of the abbot, but I still love the man. I still love all the brothers and sisters in Curacao. I don't want to see them harmed any more than you do. If I see or hear anything that could help you, you'll be the first person to tell. Thank you, Ulrich. It's the least I can do. Keep faith, Andreas. Trust in Providence. We're all in God's hands. Hello, Anna. Enjoy my hat. Okay. The long rat house construction will be delayed now. Andreas. Okay, this is the furnished adult's house. Uh, is this the inventor? Yes. Balthasar. Greetings, Andreas. You have arrived at the ideal moment. Alright, less than ideal considering Otto's recent death. It took place right outside your house. You truly didn't catch anything that would be useful in my investigation? Last as said, Werner and Linhart and I were engaged in a stimulating debate when we heard the crash outside. I only saw a figure flee, but unfortunately I have no useful details on whoever it may have been. I hope you find a lead, for I have severe doubts about the involvement of the abbot in this gruesome affair. Meanwhile, I am drawing close to the final design of Alice's invention. As such, I would very much like to hear your thoughts on it. Of course, you asked me to come share ideas. Splendid. I've been devising something most unique. Come. At present, we have a problem. The peasants suffer under harsh conditions. Do you agree? They do not have it easy, no. They toil constantly, but achieve little over bare sustenance. They are then taxed heavily. The peasants grow angrier, hence the nascent troubles all across the lands. It's a dangerous time. So I have devised a tool to lessen their drudgery. Here, take a look at the schematic. You invented a tractor. Fantastic. Behold, the plow, in front of it an automaton. Man or beast, it matters little, dragging the plow behind it. Okay, given this design, what's the functional difference between this, between the automaton and an animal dragging the plow? Like, unless this automaton is somehow much more powerful and reliable than an animal. Sure, you have to feed an animal, but if a cow gives milk and can then be sold for food, have you seen any artificial people before? Uh, See the more shepherds who strike the bell at carousel to make the Magi and the Pizza San Marco. Uh, be nice if they have a be nice if they have a explanation of what these things is, or what the horloge is. Frankenreich clock and Nuremberg freakish procession with mechanical men. Most complex mechanism I've seen is the horloge in Prague, but sadly it wasn't functional during my visit. Truly a shame. I have not visited either, though I hope to one day. So you understand of which I speak, the intricacies of machinery. Gears within gears. Symmetric coils turning a shaft system that leads to the gearing mechanism. Controls there are quite complex, but allow for it to flow a predetermined path. It toils so the peasant does not have to. Would be easier without the figure in front, move only the plow itself. No, it's the puller that is important, to hold and fix the weight down the plow. The universe reveals itself through the minute intricacies of clockwork. There are still few imperfections to work out, but I can feel I am on the correct path. Tell me, Andreas, what do you think? Be truthful. There can be no progress without truth. Yeah, it's difficult to see how the effort required to make and maintain this device would be less than plowing with human and animal labor. I'm on a fool's errand, am I not? Yeah, kinda. It is what my father would have said as well. I fear I am a disappointment. Is that why you decided to stay in Tassing instead of returning home? It was part of it, yes. I could not face my father after my travels. Why did you leave in the first place? To prove myself to my father, I suppose, and maybe my father had attempted to arrange for me a marriage. I did not feel ready. You get used to it. It's not so bad once you get used to it. It's a commitment that causes me trepidation, even to this day. In any case, 3 is so much more than I have to learn. There is so much more than I have to learn. My inventions have not been as successful as I would like. Perhaps you are lacking the correct frame of mind. What do you mean? Your invention so far amounts to little. You must change your approach. Doing the same thing over and over will only yield the same results. What is the result? What is the result? What the fuck? And direction I am searching for. That is what I cannot solve. Consider the aesthetic, look from substance emerges from the harmony of paints. Have you tried military applications? Consider the aesthetic. Not sure the sensibilities of an artist carry over as easily, perhaps. But thank you, Andreas. I invited you to exchange thoughts, and you have proven most valuable. This conversation has given me much to consider. But now, I guess I must return to work. Good luck, Balthus. Until that later. Okay, so he didn't see anything. And there's no one else here in the north of town. Lucky. Anything you can tell me? Address. Not looking good, is it? No, it's not. Have to find a little further. It couldn't have been the abbot. You don't need to convince me. Best you got on that, then. The unrest bodes ill. Peasants are about to do something foolish. Why haven't you told them about the secret entrance to the library? I don't always see eye to eye with Peter and the rest, but I don't want them all killed. If they got into the library, I don't even wish to imagine what they could do. The soldiers would strike back, and there'd be a massacre in Dazing. I have no choice but to stop them. Do you have any thoughts on who might have done this? Wasn't me, in case you were thinking to accuse me again. Otto's got... Otto had a few conflicts, but nobody I'd call an enemy. Get going, we don't have much time. Yes, I can talk right now. Need to watch over Rachel. Hey. Hello, little one. Ah! Who address? So nothing from the truckers. Hi, Thomas. Andres, enjoy the bonfire. But until the murder. They only seem to happen when you're here. Interesting coincidence, isn't it? What are you doing back here, anyway? I came to pay my respects to Brother Piero. Why? Can't hear you. He's gone. For my own sake, I suppose. Alright, I understand that. Stupid, but understand it. Can't imagine why anyone would come to Tassing unless they were desperate. You work for Father Thomas? Work for? I'm his slave. I clean his damn church and keep his house so I have a roof over my head. Around the time the Baron was murdered, I lost my helm. That bastard the abbot took it from me. Now I have to rely on the charity of the church. I hate the church as much as the abbey. I wish there were a hell so I could send a lot of their holy men there. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Father Thomas lets you stay here. He thinks he can save me. I let him keep believing that as long as it keeps a roof over my head. Know anything about Otto's murder? No. Why would I? And why do you care? I'm just asking. You never know who might have seen or heard something. Well, I haven't. Are we done? Yeah, until later. Fine. Supposed to be the labyrinth the church is named after. Interesting. Huh. Very interesting. Labyrinth, you say? Oh, Andreas, what have you come back to? This is all awful. Just awful. Should never been allowed Klaus to publish the 12 articles. This is what happens when common people get agitated by reading nonsense. Is that what you think about the 12 articles? What's the alternative? Forbidding them from reading? Sometimes, yes. Just because a commoner has learned to read doesn't mean he can fully comprehend any book he finds. Some of these texts are written to inflame passions. They're not all written with modest intentions. These pamphlets, these books can make people crazed, furious. Sister Amalie and I have seen what happens when good people become part of a mob. What do you mean? Before we came to Tassing, I was the priest in a town near a Benedictine convent. The town was full of good people. But the good people were whipped into a panic by an educated neighbor, the town doctor. He had read the Malleus Maleficarum. Ah, yes, the Hammer of Witches. It had put ideas into his head. Malleus Maleficarum, the Hammer of Witches. Treatise on witchcraft published in Speyer in 1486. Theologians at the University of Cologne condemned the book as unethical and not in line with Catholic doctrine. Despite this, the book has enjoyed widespread popularity. The witch hunting manual? The author was driven out of Innsbruck, wasn't he? Yes, though word of that has not reached our doctor. One thing the book's author and the author shared was a contempt for and hatred of women. Yeah, do indeed be what drove many a witch hunt. In the convent, the doctor saw a coven of witches. In Sister Emily, he saw not a mystic, but a woman possessed by evil spirits speaking blasphemy. But surely the local magistrate didn't believe that. No, he did not, but that didn't matter. The doctor inflamed his neighbor's fears. No matter what I did, no matter what I said, it made no difference. They wouldn't listen to reason. They wouldn't even listen to scripture. In the dead of night, they gathered at the convent and set fire to it. Sister Amalie was lucky to escape with her life. The rest of the nuns were not as fortunate. So I am all too aware of what can happen when a mob forms. I would have not known. I would have known it would happen again. I should have known it would happen again. This is my fault. Don't blame yourself. Enough. I share more than a small measure of responsibility. You think that Otto's death would have shocked the farmers into abandoning a hopeless cause? It's only inflamed them. It should never come to this. The amateur should have known he was playing with fire. And what about Otto and Peter? What about Klaus? Shouldn't they have known? Peasants are being butchered all over Swabia. I just want this to stop before it gets any worse. I suppose there's no good fretting about what's already happened. I have to minister to the people of the town as best I can given the circumstances and pray for the best. Speaking of which, I need to hear a confession for the townsfolk. It grieves me to say this, but with soldiers on the way, this might be the last confession some of them will have. I have to give priority to the locals, of course, but if you want to wait a few hours, I can hear you. You don't have to, of course, but I'll be remiss if I didn't offer. Not right now. Of course. Maybe after we go up to Tassing. Yourself, rather. Go back to the monastery, talk to the cat, talk to the monks. Always important to pet the animals. Go into the guest house. Private house. Huh. That doesn't look good. Hello, Mirabilis. Someone tossed the abbot's house. Probably the peasants. Go catch the mouse. Do your job, cat. Okay, what was that? First I'm gonna feed the cat, not a monster. We'll be feeding on the mouse, but still. What else can we find? What can we find in the monastery? Peter's orders everyone to keep out of the library, including you, Andres. No problem. I know of another way. I'm not going to the library. I'm just heading up here. But that is going to have to be it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of the things to make the algorithm happy. I will see you all next time.